This is one of my favorite videos to watch and film, and that is of course yearly favorites. So I know a lot of people here on YouTube tend to do either monthly, quarterly favorites. I don't particularly do that because my routines, makeup wise and really skincare wise, remain the same for months at a time and usually for the entire year. So for the past, I want to say 2-3 years, I have slowed down my makeup consumption. So I don't buy a lot of makeup anymore. So my favorites or my most used products remain the same pretty much the entire year. This has been a routine that I've been using and the makeup that I've been loving for pretty much the bigger part of the year, and some of these products are repeats from past yearly favorites. So anyway, before we get into all of these beautiful top products, please be sure to subscribe. It is super easy. It does help my channel a lot, and thank you so much if you subscribed this year. If you are a previous subscriber, I really appreciate having you here. I'm gonna go in the order in which I apply my makeup. So the very first thing, of course, is gonna be primer. Primer is something that I haven't really been using that much. My skincare for the most part takes care of the priming situation, but on the colder months or whatever days that I feel my skin needs a little more hydration, I've been reaching for the Merit Great Skin. I love this product. This is my second bottle. I used to keep one in my bathroom as my skincare and then one in my vanity. I have since finished the one in my bathroom and I just have the one in my vanity. So this one is way less used because for the most part, whenever I feel that I need more hydration or my skin feels a little bit more drier, I would reach for the one in my bathroom as the extra last step on my skincare routine. So by the time I do my makeup, my skin feels absolutely amazing. But whenever I do need an extra boost of hydration, I would go for this as my primer. And that's pretty much everything for primer that I've been using. And then the second step, you could call that primer. I guess it would be more of like a glowy base, and that is my Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury. I have been using this product for years at this point, and I think it's been pretty much on every single one of my yearly favorites, and I don't see that changing. I love this product. I do have other more glowy like this highlighting primers or base products, but this one is the very top of my list. I always use this whenever I want my makeup to look flawless, whenever even on my no makeup days, which are very frequent nowadays, I would just throw this as a base and then a little bit of mascara, corrector, lipstick, and call it a day. This is such a beautiful product, and it's a multi-use product. You can use it as a primer, you can add it to foundations to make them more glowy, you can use it as an actual highlighter. I don't really use this as a highlighter. I use it to either mix with foundations or as a base primer, if you will. Let's move on with foundation, base, skin tint type of product. And there's really only one that I want to mention because it has been my go-to base product, and that is the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Enhancing Tint. So this little guy has been on my constant rotation since I got it. I think this was released late last year, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe the beginning of this year, I can't remember. But once I got this, I haven't really been able to put it down. Every time I do my makeup and I want something beautiful, quick, and easy, this is my go-to. For the past, I want to say 2 years, I've been sticking consistently more to skin tints, comparing it to when I grab a foundation. I barely ever use a foundation these days. I go for a skin tint, and this has been my number one. Again, on the more pricey side, but it is such a good product. It has a, I want to say, medium low coverage, but it is so beautiful on the skin. It's undetectable, and it just gives that very beautiful natural glow to the skin without being a glowy product. So it's just, I don't know, it's just a beautiful product, and it is one product that I definitely see myself repurchasing once this is gone, which it has lasted me a very long time. I don't use that much every time I use it or I do my base, because you don't really need much and it just blends in beautifully. Real quick, I want to give another shout out, another year that I've been loving this little combo for my under eyes and around the eyes to cover the white patches that I do have from vitiligo. So first I go in with my Tarte corrector. I have mine in the shade Light Medium Peach. I believe this is my third or fourth one of this. I really love it. Once I started using it, I do feel that my makeup looks so much better. Because of the lack of pigment around my eyes, I do have a lot of green and purple, bluish veins that you can see very clearly. So first I go with this, and then I finish up with my KBD Good Apple concealer, and then a little bit on the inner corners I use the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. I have tried other concealers this year, but nothing beats this combination. This is just the best. It gives beautiful full coverage, but it just makes your under eye smooth. So I am aging. I'm in my late 30s, and I've used other full coverage concealers that just make the around my eyes and under my eyes look absolutely terrible and make me look much older than I am. So this, even though they are full coverage, they're beautiful. They blend really nicely, and they do not crease. They do not make my under eyes you know, like look old. I don't know how to else to describe it. They're just beautiful finishes, and I absolutely love them. So if you're looking for high coverage that has like a beautiful finish, definitely look into this too, or either one. Probably one of the bigger changes that I've done with my makeup from 2023 to 2024 is skipping powder. So in the past, to set my concealer corrector around my eyes and around my mouth, I would go on with a pressed powder or loose powder and then add a finishing powder. So this year I just completely eliminated the use of powder. So I just go straight to my finishing powder, which has been for years and years at this point, one of the Hourglass powders. I have this little mini one that I bought a few years ago, but usually I'll just grab one of the ambient lighting palettes, and then I use whatever finishing powder is in here. So this palette usually come with 2 finishing powders. So that's what I do now. Once I'm done with my corrector concealer, I just set it with a finishing powder. I find that it works perfect. It does not crease under the eyes. I don't need to add an additional powder. Any of these beautiful Hourglass finishing powders just do wonders to my around my eyes. I don't want to say under eyes, because I actually use it all over to set that concealer corrector. It makes them just look beautiful finish under the eyes, you know, everywhere that I apply it. It's just a beautiful addition, and I don't think I'm ever gonna change. Hourglass has the most stunning finishing powders, and whether you get a palette on the holidays or you can just pick up one of this full size or mini that I have, they're just worth every single cent. And if you're like me and you're more on the aging side, I would strongly recommend skipping altogether powder and just setting your makeup with a finishing powder by Hourglass. It's going to be a game changer, I'm telling you. Let's move on with contouring. So this is what I would do after I'm done setting that powder, finishing powder. And for the most part, I used the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick. I love this product. The packaging wasn't the best. I did mention that it was a little tricky. It never went down, so I don't love the packaging. The product itself, absolutely beautiful. I've actually already finished this product. I do plan on repurchasing during the spring event for Sephora. So whenever I was not using this, which probably I would say was my favorite of the year, another very, very favorite is the Fenty Beauty Cream Bronzer. This is considered a bronzer, but I find this shade, at least on my skin tone, Macchiato, it's number 3 Macchiato. It's just the most stunning. It has a lot of this undertones that are more grayish, so it's so beautiful to give you that shadowy shaping for your face. It's of course what I use today. I really love this product, and it's so easy to just grab your brush, blend in, and it blends very, very nicely. So for the last bronzing product, again, I've been using this, rotating the same 3 products for the entire year. I believe this was my top product of last year for bronzing, contouring. And this is actually a bronzer, but I find the shade Sane, I believe that's how you say it, works very pretty for my skin tone. So I do use this, even though it's a bronzer. I've been using it for almost 2 years as a contour. I really like it. It's very creamy, it's very soft, it blends very nicely. So really for contour, These three products have been a dream. I feel like no one talks about these bronzers, but they are really, really good. After this, I like to go on and set my brows with a brow gel so they can freeze while I do the rest of my face, and then I finish up with the brows. So, quick mention, the e.l.f. Brow Lift. I love this product. I had been buying for years the Anastasia Freeze product. I don't remember the name of it. But one day, randomly last year, at the end of the year, I think, I picked up the e.l.f. Brow Lift. There was no looking back. I really love this little thing, and it's only $6, so it's way better than the Anastasia one. I think the Anastasia cost like $20-ish, so this was such a good change that I discovered, and I really love it, not looking back. Very, very easy to use, and I mean, your brows are not gonna budge, which is the most important. And let's wrap up the cheeks, and I don't think this is gonna come by a surprise if you've seen my channel or if you are a subscriber of mine. The one and only highlighter product that has been on rotation for the past 2-ish years has been the Merit highlighter. This is the highlighting balm. I've got two that I wanted to mention. I do have a third one, but I don't use that one as much. It's a more bronzy shade. But my two favorite ones have been Bounce and Cava. Bounce is the one that I'm using today. It has more of those pink tones. Very pretty. But my absolute favorite is Cava, and will forever be Cava. It's a more vanilla shade. Either one, they're beautiful. Just whatever you decide is best for your skin tone. I love them so much, and this product has absolutely ruined every other highlighter in my collection because nothing can come close to how beautiful these are. It is of course what I have on my cheeks. You can see the application. They're just so beautiful. More on the natural glow, if you can tell, if you can say that extreme glow is natural, but it just gives that glowing from within look, which absolutely I love so much. To finish up with the cheeks, there is no other that I use more the entire year than Rouge by Merit. So I did purchase this during the Sephora sale event for the spring event. Since I bought it, I could not put it down. It is the most stunning shade, even though it looks very intimidating on the packaging. It's literally red as my nails. It is so pretty. It blends super easy. Last year, I also got the, what is the name of this? The Flush Balms as my favorite blush of the year. So no surprise here, but this specific shade, I wanted to mention it because it stole the show. I have three more other shades, but this is the one that I keep going back to. It is just stunning. If it's spring, summer, winter, fall, I think this is just perfect for year round to give you that very pretty flushing red look. I just love it. I also want to give a special mention to the Rare Beauty blush. This is the powder blush in the shade Cheer. Whenever I originally bought this, I wasn't too sure. To me, it was more of like a blush stopper, but I've learned to use it more and I love it. I absolutely love it. As you can see today, I went for this as my base and then just topped it up with Rouge by Merit. This combination or by itself, it's so pretty, but I do find that I prefer this one more, combining it with a balm or any other blush that's balm or liquid blush. But this also by itself, it's very pretty. Just for my, I guess, skin color, this feels more of either a blush topper or a blush base, but I really like it. I really love this product. I think if you are into that more glowing from within, almost highlighting blush, definitely look into this one's from Rare Beauty. This is the only one I have. Again, the shade is Cheer, but just beautiful. Let's move on with eyeshadow, and eyeshadow has been one of those things for me that the less the more. So if I want to go for eyeshadow, I'm going to grab one of those single eyeshadow pots, or it's just going to be one individual that I grab from a random palette, but that's very rare. I prefer to grab just one of those one and done shadows, and I do have 4 that I want to mention. One that's been a repeat for years at this point, you probably already know what I'm going to be referring to, and that is the Eyes to Mesmerize by Charlotte Tilbury. Specifically, I wanted to shout out Jean. It's been my go-to for many years, and I think the one that I preferred or gave us top from last year was Exaggerate, which these are still top of my list. Probably nothing is ever gonna top this Eyes to Mesmerize shadows from Charlotte Tilbury. But one that definitely stuck in the list, and the one that I'm wearing today, is going to be by Rare Beauty. These eyeshadow sticks, I believe I got this either late last year or at the beginning of this year sometime. I don't remember really. This is the eyeshadow stick in the shade Well-Being, so the very pretty pinkish shade. This is one of those products that, although I'm saying that I don't really need any more eyeshadows, and I really haven't bought any, I don't even think this year I bought one eyeshadow. I'm not even joking. But this, I definitely see myself buying one or two more shades. It is so pretty, very easy to blend. You can see here in the clip, I literally just throw it on my eye, maybe grab a little brush to blend around, you know, the crease, or just even with my finger. It is so easy as the Eyes to Mesmerize, just kind of different packaging. Will anything ever top by Charlotte Tilbury? Probably not, but this is also very convenient, even easier than the pots, because you just like literally draw in your eye and then blend with your finger or a brush. So anyway, the other, if I'm wearing eyeshadow, is gonna be either one of these three, but if I want to go for a matte look, which I have been enjoying, a matte just all over the eye shade, is going to be by Merit, and this is in the shade Mid-Century. Another potted one. It's very pretty. I think it goes very well with my skin tone, and it just gives you that more elevated look whenever you want to do a little something extra, but still very easy. I'll just grab this with my brush. This is something that I do use a brush with. I prefer to use the actual brush that I bought whenever I got this. It's also by Merit, of course. It's the brush designed to use with this. It's so easy. You just apply and then blend very, very fast. But yeah, if I'm in the mood for a more matte shadow, it's this one. If I want to go for a glowy shadow all over the eyes, is one of these three. Very easy to use, and they stay all day long. Let's move on with mascara. So I've been loving the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk mascara for years at this point, and that is still a favorite of mine, and I do have one that I've been using this year. Mascara is one of those products that I told myself I'm not gonna have more than one or two open, and the ones that I've been using this year has been the one from Charlotte Tilbury, which I don't want to mention right now because I've been using it and loving it for years at this point. Still a top favorite. But a new one for this year, a new favorite, has been the Lisa Eldridge Kitten Lash Mascara. So this one, I think I got it sometime this year or last year, and I didn't give it the best of reviews whenever I originally got it, but this mascara has proved me wrong. It's one of those that it gets better as it dries up. It is amazing. I love it. I think I mentioned whenever I did originally review it that it was more of that everyday light mascara wearing. It's not gonna give you that va-va-voom look, but as it's drying up, I've been loving it so much more, and this has just been a favorite to the point that I do see myself buying it again, even though it's quite pricey. It's top there with my Charlotte Tilbury. Both of them I absolutely love. We're almost done, and for brow, I did switch to the Rare Beauty pencil. I've got mine in the shade Deep Brown after Charlotte Tilbury discontinued her brow lift. So that used to be my favorite pencil for years at this point. But then this year I tried, as you know, trying to find a replacement in the Rare Beauty. This has a thinner, I guess, pencil comparing it to the Charlotte Tilbury, but it has that same almost triangle shape to the tip, which I really love, and I find that it's so easy to just apply in your brows, give the shape that you want. Really love it. We're almost done, so let's move on with some lip products. The first one is going to be the lip liner of the year for me, and that was from Lisa Eldridge in the Sculpt and Shade Lip Pencil, specifically number 2C. So she did have previously other lip pencils, but this has stole the show for me. I really like it. This is a collection that was released as, I guess, kind of like Your Lips but Better lip liner, so more of like just contouring your lips. She brought it in a neutral, warm, and cool undertones, and then like 3 different shades for those undertones. I picked 2C, and I really find that this just works perfectly for my lip color, and I just really love it. Another special shout out will always be from Charlotte Tilbury, the Pillow Talk, and I think I mentioned this as my favorite for last year, but this one has been my favorite and go-to for this 2024. Lipstick. If I can only mention one, I do have a few other special mentions, so I'm gonna go for those first. The 2 that were my favorites from last year are still very top on my list as favorites. First one is by Merit, a satin formula in the shade Millennial. I love this lipstick. There's usually lips on my bags because on the go, when I don't want to think about it and I just want the perfect lip to go with everything, I go for Millennial. Special shout out also to Pillow Talk by Charlotte Tilbury. This is a matte formula. I've been loving this lipstick for years at this point. But if we're gonna be talking about my favorite lipstick of the year, and realistically my favorite matte formula that I've ever tried, I even did a comparison side by side with my 3 favorite matte lipsticks by Charlotte Tilbury, Lisa Eldridge, and the new formula by Merit. This, guys, absolutely won me over. There is no better matte formula out there from the ones that I've tried. I really love it. They're soft, they're comfortable, they're buttery, they're hydrating, they give you that beautiful matte lip. It's of course what I'm wearing. I went for Sunday, which is my go-to whenever I want that pink lip. It's so pretty, so comfortable on the lips. I do have 5 of the shades, so there's nothing comparing to this. And of course, the very last step in my routine is the setting spray, and the queen of setting sprays is going to be Charlotte Tilbury with the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I love this. It just makes all of the work you've done with your makeup look so much better. It gives you that extra little magical glow that makes your makeup, number 1, last all day, and also with a little bit of a extra hint of glow. I don't know how to explain it. It just makes the makeup look so much better once you apply this. So that was a long one, you guys. I hope you are still around. Let me know in the comments below what have been your favorites of the year. If you have any recommendations, anything that I should look into it, or if you've received one of my recommendations and are also part of your favorites now. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And again, thank you so much for sticking around during this year, and I hope to see you here for 2025. Thank you for watching. Bye!